Hey everybody. Homework 2, the deadline is coming up, and I wanted to give a little bit of scaffolding in the form of a video that just shows what the output sort of is meant to look like. I've inserted a little bit of extra stuff to prettify the script, which you don't need to worry about. So every exercise is sort of done, displayed, and then it asks you to press a key to move on. And there's a couple of extra print statements. You don't need to worry about those, but just to get a sense of what the general code execution should look like. Ideally, the code shouldn't break at all. There is, especially with exercises 3 and 4, there's a chance that you may run into a situation where you can't get the code to work without breaking. If by the time you get around to submitting the thing and the code still breaks, one thing you can do is simply comment your solution for exercises 3 and 4 out entirely, and maybe use single hashtags for lines that basically should be code. Uh, in ideal, if the code worked, this should be run, and maybe multiple hashtags to indicate things that are comments. Even if the code were not commented out, these lines should be just comments. And if all of that confuses you, if the script breaks entirely, I can also work with that. But ideally, if it all runs, this is roughly what it should look like. So we're on exercise 1, nothing has happened yet. Hit that key. Just prints all of these 3 lists that the prompt asks for, right? Exercise 2 produces longer output. We'll print a number of lines in Shakespeare, count the words in those lines, and then also look at the Z surface types. Let's scroll up. So it starts, it's actually quite a few lines. Starts up here, right? And it just prints all the lines. Let's say something like swagger, swaggerer, swaggering, the string swagger in them, and tells us how many words are in these lines. It's quite a few of them actually. And then we count how many words start with Z. And here I'm asking, the prompt is sort of asking for surface types, which I just basically said, just treat anything that splits, that's part of the list after splitting and starts with a Z, as an appropriate candidate. So don't worry about cleaning the data. If you are cleaning the data, you'll get a lower number, and you will not get points deducted because obviously you're doing more than the prompt is asking for. So don't feel the need to fix this if you get a lower number because um, zeal exclamation point, zeal full stop, etc. Are counted as the same thing in your data. The order of things here is going to be dependent on it's going to be random essentially. So you're not printing this anyway, probably, but if you are and you get a different order, that doesn't matter. It's simply how the list sort of, or the set rather, that you need is written, is represented on your computer. Okay, exercise 3 is not going to produce any output. Exercise 4 isn't going to produce any output. We'll look at the results files for those in just a second. And then exercise 5, fun little thing. For which word would you like to find anagrams? We can do auto, right? Oops. And that'll find auto, toot, and toto, for example. Right, so this is the kind of output we want. Okay, really briefly, let's look at the 2 print result files that we printed to. Let's first look at the general one. Sorry, something's popping up here. Brown 1A results has sort of 4 things per line, right? A numerical identifier for the file ID. This is probably the hardest one to figure out how to get at this because it's not hard coded into the data. You'll need to find a way of representing it. And then the mean word length, sentence length, and I think type token ratio is the third thing that's being asked for. And you'll notice one line that's a bit odd here, line 33, where we get 17 as the mean word length, X as the mean sentence length, so something that wasn't possible to calculate, and 1 as the type token ratio. There's this indicates that there's a slight problem with the data. Um, and this is not something we can kind of fix at the programming stage. There's this somewhere there's a file identifier inserted that shouldn't be there, and this is sort of a nightmare here because if you don't catch it, it will throw a division by zero error. Um, and ideally, you can deal with that so the script fully executes. If not, then then it will throw this error. So don't be entirely put off by this. This is sort of maybe kind of the last bit of cleaning up to really get the script running. But the output in principle should look a little something like this, right? This sort of format. And then for all of Brown, it's really the same, except that the file IDs come with a text category, N1, N2, etc. Right? Same kind of structured output. And there really is only this one line. This one line with the X here in Brown A that's causing trouble. Sorry about that. I really kind of didn't mean to throw that extra snag your way. Um, Maybe you can find a way of dealing with it. If the code breaks, basically, right, try to get it to work as far as you can. Um, and just because it doesn't end up fully writing the result file doesn't mean you won't get any points. So that's it. Looking forward to the results. Once again, this is a tough homework exercise. It may be the hardest one this semester. And I can only invite you to sort of hang in there, give it your best shot. You will not get 0 points for an exercise that you don't completely get to run. So that even if it feels like none of this is working and it's terrible, um, try to submit something. You might be surprised at how many points you end up getting because you really only just missed one little thing that kind of then causes the code to break. So just a little bit of a pep talk, and yeah, looking forward to seeing you on Wednesday, those of you that are coming. All right, that's it for now. Bye.